Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Letters of Deen. Last week we heard Ayu open up about her journey through postpartum depression, the challenges, the healing and the lessons she found along the way. And today her story continues. We'll be hearing how she rediscovered herself, found purpose through her business, Memory Chinta, and began to dream again after everything she's been through. A story of hope, faith, and starting anew. So let's get into it.
Without doing much research, I went on Marketplace, typed in photo booth, and there was one that was in my budget. So I was just like, spoke to my husband about it. I was like, let's go have a look. We went to have a look, and we liked it, so we bought it. And at this time, the photo booth was a large box that weighed probably 100 kilos. And, because I was so excited, because I really wanted to pursue this. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Didn't do much research about it. Didn't look into what camera there was or the software, whatever. I just like, okay, let's go buy it. And it was a very impulse purchase at that time. But when I bought it, I was still struggling with anxieties. And I think I'll always, inshallah, hope one day that anxiety is,
Yeah.
But that time I was still anxious, and it wasn't it was more anxiety towards meeting people. I was scared of what people would think about me. I was scared about people thinking, oh, why is she starting a business? She must not have any money. Even just speaking.
You were already overthinking
It
it.
was already overthinking.
And people haven't even...
No, they haven't even tried the services yet. So at that time I was just overthinking everything, but I had already bought the machine. I'm just like, why am I overthinking now? I already bought the machine, I gotta do something with it. So I think I did it around three events, and then I was still struggling in the overthinking, still struggling in anxiety, and I put it in my garage, and I was sitting there until 2025.
MashaAllah.
Until 2025.
And it's back to business now.
It's back to business, alhamdulillah. I have bought a new machine.
Yeah.
So when I was, as I mentioned, with my parents' divorce and seeing, I guess, the financial struggles that came with it as well. As the eldest as well, I felt I needed to do something to change my family's fate. Again, I was thinking about how can I change things? How can I make things better? How can I make sure that my kids don't go through the same thing financially as me? So I still felt really strong about running my own business, and I decided, hey, I've got a bit of money saved up. Let's go buy a new machine that's a bit more portable. So we bought a new machine that's a bit more portable, started setting up, and it happened again. Are people going to judge me about buying a new machine? What am I going to do? How am I going to market it? Are people going to use my services? And who's going to support me? How am I going to take the photos? How am I going to speak to people? How am I going to approach people? Because at that time, I'm still quite an introvert. So I was still thinking about all these things. And I remember one day I came across a reel that said, if you don't start today, someone else will.
100%.
So I was just like, okay, I gotta start, and everyone starts from somewhere.
It has to.
Everyone starts from somewhere. And I'll just backtrack a bit. This is not my first business. I have done, smaller scale businesses where I was cooking. At one time we tried to bring in Burger Ramli as well. It's a Malaysian burger. And it didn't quite succeed. And I remember there was a comment that was made by a Malay. She said, you can do it, but I don't know what the English translation would be, like, don't silang someone's business. And I'm just like, but is it risky based on Allah? Doesn't risky come from Allah? And if it was 2015 Ayu, she would have given up there and then, before even starting.
Yeah.
But because this is 2025 Ayu, 2024 Ayu, it was kind of like, why are you telling me this? You know, like, and then again, even though I felt that way, there was still that bit of doubtness in what I was doing when we were restarting Memory Chinta. And there again, I came across another reel saying, it was more about like, if Allah planted this thought in your head, Allah will bring you the fights.
100%.
And alhamdulillah, that definitely is. It was, I would say, for me until now, I feel like any reel I see, Allah made me see it.
Yeah.
There was a reason why Allah wanted me to see it. And actually this is going to be quite deep, but 3 days ago, I had a feeling of, I wanted to stop Memory Chinta.
No.
I had a feeling. I even had a little talk with my husband. I said, Abang, I don't think I can continue Memory Chinta. And he's like, why? And I was like, we're quiet. We're not getting the business that we want. And he's just like, but you know, right? Like, rezeki is Allah's. And it's funny because that thing I said to the makcik is something that my husband said back to me. And it's like, you know, like the constant reminders we need from each other. And that night I couldn't sleep because I was still thinking about, how am I going to get more business? How am I going to, you know, do I need to start paying Meta for ads?
Yeah.
Do I need to start changing my aesthetic of my Instagram and website and everything like that? And then I came across a podcast that was saying, that reminded me again about, if Allah created that business idea in your head, then the clients will come. And then I got reminded again in that podcast, you go through a trial for a reason. So think of the positive sides of it. Like, what will Allah give due to this? And why has Allah given you that free period? Is it maybe for me to spend more time with my family because I've spent too many weekends away from my kids? Because at the end of the day, I'm doing this to make a better life for my family. But why is that? If that's taking my time away from my family, then is it worth pursuing? So that was a reminder that made me feel, okay, I gotta start. I gotta keep going. And at the end of the day, I haven't even reached a year yet. There's always going to be the start, and there's always going to be ups and downs of business. And business has also taught me to, again, trust Allah, trust Allah's plan, trust Allah's timeline, trust Allah's, blessings. Like, it's quiet. Maybe because I need some more time with my family. Maybe he doesn't want to give me the money yet because maybe he knows that I'll spend it on something else that is not meant to be. He's not thinking about it, now he's thinking about the future as well for me. So it's that mindset change as well that has really helped. And I'm so glad I still took the step to rebrand Memory Chinta, because it's also teaching me to be even more patient, to even have even more trust of Allah.
100%. And one of his name is Arazak, and he's the provider.
Mm-hmm.
So like, the reason I went to attended a talk by Ustazah Shamim Sultana and Sister Ustazah Dunya.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still stuck in my head, the words that she said. The pen has been lifted, the ink has been dried.
Mm-hmm.
That itself blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I shared that with my husband, and he said, not many people will be able to understand this further.
Mm-hmm.
What if I said that even the dua that you make was also part of the plan?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, whoa. And like, any good, any bad, that was already part of the plan. And then it's hard for us to comprehend it,
It is, yeah.
I was stuck at the moment. I was like buffering. I was just like, hey. So he said that, like, you know how people say dua changes things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was already planned. Those dua that you raise your hands,
Yeah.
Allah already put it in there, that He will move your heart
Yeah.
to make that dua.
Mm-hmm.
And that is powerful.
It is.
And so like it's every step, like, you know, as an entrepreneur as well, you know, I share the same feelings, the same emotions. It's hard. Again, that once the emotions make us human, that the imposter syndrome makes us human. Otherwise, you're not human, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that's why it shows that we're always in need of his help. And every movement in your body, every feelings that you feel was really him that inspired that, you know? And again, every client that you receive, it was already planned and written for you. And I've always been using that mindset. I always tell myself, Yasmin, like, the pen has been lifted.
Yeah.
The ink is dried. So whatever that you do, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Yes.
So like, I always have to remind myself that. And so like, every client that you get, I always see that like, it was Allah that moved their hearts. And to me, then I will get emotional. Now everything that I see, I get emotional. I'll cry so easily now because like, it's, when you think it as like, okay, we need reminders. I need reminders every day. That we always have to think that like, Allah inspired that person's heart to move to even contact you.
Yes.
Allah inspired, for instance, like today's episode, Allah inspired your heart to contact Letters of Dean. And Allah inspired my heart to start this podcast. Although imposter syndromes, I was like, is people gonna even listen to this? You know, but alhamdulillah, to a listener in Hong Kong, hi. We have reached Hong Kong. So like, we don't know who's listening, it's because Allah is our Razak. He would give. And when he gives, he gives.
Yeah.
So we just have to trust him. Like, I guess it's, for me as well, I need to stop comparing myself to someone else. You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think quite a business person as well, you would compare yourself to a better business out there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, but we don't understand that, you know, rizki is always written for us.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm not sure if you've heard of, I don't know whether there's a quote or whether there's a hadith, but like the tree, it was the fruit. If the fruit was meant for you, like it will never miss you.
Never.
Yeah. So even like it was already written that apple is going to be eaten by Yasmin.
Yes.
Yeah. And it will go through
It's like
all
this coffee that you
like it went all through all this process of life to become the perfect fruit. And then it's traveled all this way to, I don't know where apples come from, to come to Perth to Yasmin. And it's going to be eaten by Yasmin at this certain time at this certain place.
Yeah. And Ayu had have that fruit, that Yasmin's fruit. No. You would taste the apple and you were like, no, yuck. But I'll be like, this is amazing.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly. Like, because you're also, you know, with House of Dean as well. And, you know, we're always comparing ourselves to possibly another bigger brand, but we don't understand the struggles that brand also went through to get through to that position.
Because everyone's looking right now is the success that we show.
Yes.
You know? Because if you start showing the little vulnerabilities, I mean, you can still show a little, but if you keep showing, people are gonna get a bit, oh, I think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, there's always, again, that
the judgment,
you know, that we fear. That we fear. So, like, every big businesses, like, you do see them showing the behind the scenes, but that's as little as you get to see, you know?
It's a very small portion.
The late nights, the frustrations and things like that. You don't get to see that from bigger brands, you know? And I don't think they would ever show as well.
Yeah.
And so like, even for us small businesses, although it's small, but our dream is mighty.
Yeah.
And only Allah can make things impossible possible.
Yes.
So I always tell myself to dream big. Dream big, Ayu. Dream big. Because, again, Allah is the one that is going to make that happen. Like how He has make it all happen for us. You know, from the day we were born till today in this place, talking about, you know, our ups and downs, and the things that we've reflected so far. Now, I guess I just want to ask these questions. Looking back, what would you tell your younger self in your season of your life, especially when you go through those postpartum depression, what would you have advised yourself? Now, future Ayu,
Yeah. I would say to Ayu, believe in yourself. Remember, you were put on this earth for a reason. You were born a Muslim for a reason. Talk to him. You don't need to be perfect to talk to him. You don't need to be ustazah to talk to him. You don't have to know Arabic to speak to him. Just have a conversation with him. When you're going through struggles, just voice it out. Don't be so angry. Allah, trust Allah. Trust that you're in that position because Allah put you in that position, but He also misses you. So have that conversation with Him, even if it's just, Ya Allah, I'm tired. Have that. I think just have that trust. Have that trust that Allah is there for you, no matter what. And also another thing is, think about yourself before you think about other people. Remember that you're still a human being. Remember you're not perfect. You're still growing up. 1% better is being the same person. Being 1% better is better than just staying stagnant.
Beautiful. And do you have any advice that you would like to give to sisters who may be silently going through postpartum depression?
Definitely. My advice would be, if you are someone that struggles to voice it out, if you do have a workplace that offers free counseling, give it a go. Give it a go, because this might be, you might only need one, but this will be a stepping stone. Again, it's the 1% better than you did yesterday. It is a stepping stone for you to start, I would say, fixing it from the core. And then another advice is, there are a lot of people that are going through the same thing. There are a lot of support groups at the moment as well. Speak to them, reach out to them. No one's going to judge you. We're all here. We should really be kind to each other. Another advice would be, keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. And remember, Allah. Have the small conversations with Allah. If you feel like you're not perfect, that's your bad voice thinking about it. So please have this conversation with Allah, even if it's just something small, like, Ya Allah, I'm tired. Ya Allah, my kids aren't listening to me. Allah listens, no matter how small and no matter how big. So please have the conversation with Allah.
Subhanallah, that's really good. And I guess this is kind of like both together. Like, how can we as community do better in supporting mothers, not just celebrating, the birth of a child, but truly being there for the mother herself? And one reminder of hope that you'd like to leave the listeners today. So both, I guess, in our hearts, like the hope that we want to see in our community, and the hope that you would like to remind all of us as a community as well.
Yeah. I think for me, for our community, I really hope that we learn to not judge. We learn to understand that everyone's story is different. Everyone's strength is different. So something that might seem so small to you is someone's trial. Someone's cry for help. So let's be more kinder. Let's offer the helping hand. Let's offer the positive thoughts. If you feel like someone around you is going through anxiety, offer them a shoulder to listen to. And I think for the postpartum, exactly, I would say, don't just concentrate on the newborn. During the first 44 days, the first year even, the mother needs a lot of support. Even though if she looks composed and fine in front of you, I can guarantee you there is a moment that she would have cried. And please concentrate on the mother as well. Not just a newborn. Alhamdulillah, newborns are always cute. They smell nice. You want to cuddle them. But offer that little, hey, are you okay? Do you need me to make you a coffee? Do you need me to look after the baby for 15 minutes while you tidy up? Something simple as that could honestly make the Mother's Day.
Subhanallah. And I pray that as a community, we'll be able to action that, and be of a better and kinder community, kinder neighbor as well to if you know of any friends who are going through something as well. Inshallah, with, having a better and kinder support system, we are able to uplift one another better and greater, and we have a better environment all in all, especially bringing our children up in the current world that we live in. And thank you so much for being here, Ayu. And thank you guys for listening to both Ayu and I in today's episode. So special. And if you guys have any stories, reflections, or again, handwritten letters that we've been receiving lately, do send us at lettersofdeen on Instagram or email us at lettersofdeen@gmail.com. And till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.